Hey guys, in this video, we are going to create a new project. I'm just going to leave mine called My Project. It's going to be a C++ project. You can create a blueprint project, but I'm going to open up a C++ one. So I want to kind of dive in and go through the code for the ByteBox inventory system. So we'll go ahead and hit create. And then once this gets through loading and creating the code for it, I'll see you back here. Okay. Hopefully that didn't take you very long. So if we first thing we want to do is we want to go to plugins. We want to make sure that our inventory management system, this is enabled. It should be if you went ahead and installed it, and we're good to go. You can always go to documentation or support. I'm more than willing or more than happy to answer your questions. If you have any questions, so yeah, this system is fairly simple to set up. Oops. It's not very complicated right now. This is version 1, so there will be more versions coming out as I develop this, and we can continue adding more features to it. I think I created a blank project, so I'll need to add or import a content. So we're going to import a content pack, which is just going to be this basic third person template. Now you will see that this is the blueprint version of it. We don't really need the C++ version. I just need the C++ so I can show you the code behind the scenes. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our inventory system to the player. So if you just look for the inventory. Now with the plugin, there is a controller and a player state you're more welcome to use. You can just build off these. These are very basic. There's really nothing in them other than things that we need to be in there. For this one, the player state, you definitely have to use the player state, or you have to add the inventory, not the inventory interface call or interface to your player state. This has to be tied directly to your player state. And the reason why we do this is because if you're working with multiplayer, you want your information to be persistent. And really the only two things that are persistent during a multiplayer game are going to be your player controller and your player state. Now your player controller usually only lives on the server side. You do have one that lives on the client side. There are two different ones. So the easiest thing to do is just put everything in your player state. And that's what this is for. Now I did leave this blank. Basically this is for you to handle. You can, either use the built-in save system that Unreal has, or if you're going to save to a dedicated backend system, this is how you do it. It will automatically populate all of the items that are in the user's inventory along with the user's ID. And then you can also load the same way from there if you have a backend system, or if you need to load it from, the Unreal's basic save system. So that's completely up to you on how you want to do that. That has, that I left that open-ended. That way you can choose on what you want to do. And again, take it off and, and do what you want. So the other thing also, in the player controller, this is optional. You don't have to do this. You can store this on your player controller if you want. If you feel like this would be, however, if you just want to put it all in here, that's completely fine. It'll also work with your player controller. What I am going to do though is I am going to copy all of this just because I don't feel like having to write all this back out. And I'm going to go to our third person player, and I'm going to paste this all in. And the only thing we'll have to add is this item ID and then just this new item. Let's say copy. It did give me an error. Oh, player controller. So for this one, you could just say, get player controller. And save. And then We can also go ahead and, do a whole new item. So we'll say, item IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. This would be a test item. Well, let's just say sword. Yeah. Equipment is stackable, is not stackable. So with this being here, if it's stackable, obviously it's going to be able it'll just show a quantity amount. If it's not stackable, then, it's just going to be individual ones. And I'll kind of showcase that right here. So let's go ahead and add third person game, and we'll change the player state to this player state just because we have to have that player state. We'll need to save that. We'll hit play, have our player. We added our item, and then I think on this one, there it is, sword. Okay, and then if we add another one, we have 2 swords. And then if we add quite a bit more, we have quite a bit of swords. Okay, so and then I can kind of show you the same way with if we want this to be stackable. So we'll just go ahead and check. This is in the wrong one. This is not where I need to be. I need to be here. We'll say that they are stackable, so you can stack these swords. And then we'll add one. And then we hit 5. It says we have sword. So it says we have sword. So that is, and actually we can also see how much we have too. So I think I'm hitting 5, which is, what is 5? That there. Okay. So then you can also transfer your items. There's a couple things that I've added since here. And that's the ability to transfer your items from a chest to the player, or transfer an item from inventory to inventory. That'll actually be out in version 1.1. It won't be in this specific version, but it is coming. So again, if you have any questions or anything, just shoot me a message. I'm coming out with the versions as fast as possible. So thanks, guys.